Ah, it's just so nuanced. One of the coolest grooves really in all of music history. This one right here. Oh, man. Steve Gadd. Wow. Boom. Oh. How you doing, everybody? You can't help but love this drum groove. I'm Nick DiVirgilio. Welcome back to Groovy Thursdays. We're at groove number 47. And you know what? Today, here in the States, it's Thanksgiving. This is our national holiday where we take a break and we give thanks for what we have. And you know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for many things. Believe me, I'm a blessed person for sure. But I'm thankful for Steve Gadd in this drum groove and the gift that he's given all of us drummers to try and play this groove, because that's all you can really do with this groove is try and play it, because only Steve makes it sound like Steve. We could try, but he's just got the nuance that is just, it's in his DNA, right? It's in his body. His military drumming background really comes across in this groove. Just the way he plays the double stroke roll and just the little things like that. This is one of the best examples of linear drumming, you know, where everything is doing something different. All four limbs are doing something different. It's just a 2-bar pattern, and only in 3 spots in the pattern do 2 limbs play at the same time. Other than that, everything else is doing something different. This is very much a pattern. You got to get the coordination down, and then once you do that, then the hard work begins, trying to make it feel good. I try my best with this groove. I think when I play this groove, I got the coordination down pretty well. I can play all the parts, but I feel like sort of I'm ham-fisting it, you know, a little kind of da playing this groove, not so soft, even though I try really hard. So if you want to work on coordination, feel, nuance in your playing, you can't go wrong with this groove, with 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Let's get into it. Okay, we're going to go pretty quick here. It's a 2-bar pattern, utilizing a lot of 16th notes. Most everything is back and forth between the hands. You have 1 double stroke roll at the end of the 2nd bar. Other than that, it's all singles back and forth. I clock the groove at 105 BPM. I've seen a lot of other transcriptions out there. It looks the same, and they have it clocked at 102. The record version is probably around 102, but there's a lot of live versions where they're definitely speeding up a little bit, or playing it a little bit faster, I should say. So I just did it at 105, and it's in 4/4 time. The first 3 beats of each bar are exactly the same, with one tiny minute little difference in the first bar. I'll show you in just a second. Beat 4 in each bar is what's different, but even in that, it's just a slight difference. Let's do the kick drum pattern first. It's the same in each bar. You have 1 right on beat 1. You have another kick drum on 2E and last 16th note, and then right on beat 3. So that's a nice little double right there. Let's clap it out. Let's vocalize it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That double is really cool if you can play that first note of the double, the 2E and a tiny bit quieter than the downbeat of beat 3. So it goes da-doom, da-doom. If you can do that, I think it's kind of neat. Next, let's go to your left foot, your hi-hat foot. This is what makes this groove so special. You're utilizing the chick sound of your hi-hat. Pretty neat there. Right on beat 1 of bar 1 is one of the times where 2 limbs are going to play at the same time. This time it's going to be your 2 feet, okay? Then you have another chick sound, foot sound, on 1E and last 16th note. And that's it. You're going to play the hi-hat with your left hand while it's closed, but utilizing that chick sound is a really cool effect. If you were going to play those 2 notes, the 1 and the with your hand instead of your foot, the vibe would be totally different. Now for the hi-hat part. The way I have the sticking here is, it's an open-handed thing for me. Being a right-handed player, I open my hands, my left hand is on the hi-hat here. If you're a left-handed player, I'm sorry, you got to switch the sticking all around, but just make it opposite. Hopefully that's okay. Now the hi-hat part, your left hand is exactly the same in each bar, but all of those notes are in between the foot chick sound. So you kind of get this, you get a really neat effect this way. For the hi-hat part, there's a note on 1E, right on 2, and on 2 and. Let's vocalize this real quick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, 2, and. E, 2, and. E, 2, and. Now let's put the 2 together, the chick sound and the hi-hat, and check out the rhythm. It's pretty neat. Again, both bars are exactly the same. Here's our pulse. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's it. 1E, a 2, and 1E, a 2, and. So all these things on their own are really simple. It's just how they all connect to each other. Last but not least here, of course, is the snare drum. This is the special sauce, and this is what makes Steve Gadd's playing just out of this world. And it's something I try to do, but I have a really hard time with it. Playing with the nuance. His military drumming, I think, you know, his drum corps stuff that he did early on really helps in this. Because when you listen to the record, the studio recording, and if you watch any of the YouTube footage of them playing live back when this song first came out with Paul Simon, his hands are just, I mean, right down there low to the snare drum, all very soft, but there's accents and, you know, it's moving up and down volume-wise in such a small way. It just has so much life to it. Really cool. So let's go through the snare part real quick here. There's a snare on 1 and on 2E, second 16th note. Then you go all the way to beat number 4. Basically, it's just all 4 16th notes, except on 4, the downbeat is actually a double. So it's da-da-da-da-da, da-da-e and da, that kind of thing. And this is all singles back and forth. So that double is not doubled with one hand. You're doing it just back and forth. In bar number 2, the snare does the same thing in the first 2 beats on the and of beat number 1 and the E of beat number 2. Now on to beat number 4. The downbeat of beat number 4, there's a flam on the floor toms. If you don't have 2 floor toms, just do it obviously on the 1. If you have 2, it sounds nice, flamming between the first and the second floor tom. So nice and powerful right there. And then starting on the end, you just do a simple double stroke roll. Right, right, left, left. But it's how you do that double stroke roll. It's how you do all this stuff, right? Let's quickly vocalize this snare part. It's pretty simple when you clap it out. But it's nice to kind of hear it this way, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 brr, da 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 brr, da 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 brr, da 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 brr. That's my double stroke roll. The brr. What I think I'm hearing when I check out the record and listen really closely, really kind of zone in on Steve in the YouTube footage, is that like the downbeat of beat number 4 in bar 1, the top of that little roll, playing all the 16th notes, that double, he accents the first note. So it's da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That makes sense, right? But he's not accenting like a big rim shot. It's just a slight accent, which is really cool. And then the double stroke roll at the very end is just, it's just like butter. You put all these things together and you have one amazing drum groove. Brilliantly composed, of course, utilizing every limb of your body. But really, I think the most important part here is try your best to play it softly, where when you play the accents, they're just kind of loud, and really just try to work on the touch when you play this groove. Have fun with it. Don't worry about trying to sound like Steve Gadd. We can't sound like Steve Gadd. You sound like you, and take it, you know, and cherish that. Learn from Steve's playing, of course, but again, just have fun, make it your own, and just do the best you can. And there you go, groove number 47, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. I encourage you to check out the song, not just the drum part. The lyric is amazing. The melody that Paul Simon wrote, super cool. When they get to the chorus, it's really just jazzy and upbeat and really cool. Let's see, Tony Levin played bass on this track. Tony Levin, he's an icon, right? For us prog heads, come on, Tony Levin. And all the other musicians, amazing. And the whole record is cool. Still Crazy After All These Years is an amazing song as well. Paul Simon, incredible songwriter. So this all has a ton going for it, for sure. If you like what's going on here at Groovy Thursdays, I ask that you like this video, share it with all your friends, subscribe to the channel, bring on the comments and suggestions for the future grooves. Happy Thanksgiving. You know, I'm thankful for all of you for checking out my channel and leaving me some great comments. I'm very thankful for everyone, each and every one of you, for sure. All right, everybody. See you next week. I'm off on the road with Steve Hackett, which is pretty cool. So we'll see you from the road. And next week is groove number 48. See you, everybody.